Okay, can we hear me? Yay! It's saying it can. I am so sorry. I'm yakking away and you guys can't even hear me. Yay, I'm on now. Okay, perfect. So sorry about that. Okay, so we're painting this cute little apple tonight. So what I'm doing, what I was trying to say is earlier, is I'm just taking the extra paint here. I'm tapping before I go into my line, and that helps with getting that yucky bulge paint. Yep, lip sync. There we go. It's that extra paint that kind of makes like a lip or whatever. You were good. Thank you for reading me. So anyways, that right there is how you kind of get rid of that, is you take your paintbrush, get a little bit, kind of dab it, and then start going. That helps a little bit without getting that. I know you guys have asked me a few times with that, so I wanted to make sure that I showed you guys. I'm just gonna get the edge here. All right. I hate sometimes how OBS, like I said, it was really, well, you guys didn't hear what I said. I had a really hard time connecting tonight. I don't know what was going on, so that's why I was a few minutes late popping on. So not quite sure really why, but luckily we got that audio figured out, thank goodness, because my IT guy is definitely gone. He went to Lowe's. So him and the laser lately, he's been having a lot of fun with it. Probably because he knows he should be packing, and instead he's like, yeah, I'm gonna play with the laser instead. And then he wonders where the kids get it. He's a good man though, I have to say. I have a good hubby. Hey Cece, how's moving going, girl? I've been thinking about you as I'm packing my own boxes. All right, I'm gonna just set this real quick here. I'm gonna throw some paint on. All right. Let's pull it out. Oh, you're waiting until January. Okay. That's cool. I thought you were moving sooner. Did something fall through, or what happened? Or was I just not in the right loop? We are getting closer and closer to our closing date. This Friday we get to do our final walkthrough, and so we've been getting all the paperwork that they want ready and all of that. So I've been starting to slowly pick up a few things around here. Hopefully I won't be out of commission too long. So just so y'all are aware, that first week in August I will not be teaching, just due to trying to get my studio and everything kind of in line. But after that I will be up and running. So probably next week I'm going to start putting out my shipping dates just a little bit longer. Don't want to turn it off like I did last time. I mean, you have to sometimes when you're moving, but if you can avoid putting your Etsy shop on vacation, do so. All right, so I've got that nice and centered, nice and covered. You can see there. So we're gonna be done with this for just a second. Well, actually, no, we're not. Let me grab a foam plate that for some reason is missing. Okay, we're just gonna use one of my other ones right here. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of red right there. Rest of this we can put away. Oh no, Cece, everything's going wrong. Girl, we're gonna have to catch up. I'm so sorry, hon. That does not sound good. Yep, you definitely have to take those lines for sure. It just may not be your moment. Maybe that perfect house isn't quite ready to go on. Okay, so we're gonna use the watermelon. And we're just gonna get a little bit of this watermelon just because we're just doing a little bit of shading, nothing crazy. I'm going to go ahead and use my not favorite brush. Okay, we're gonna use a number 8 flat. And so what I'm gonna do is grab my median. All right, so I'm gonna just put a little bit right here. Now this is just floating medium. This just helps kind of make your paint a little more pliable, so you're not gonna get that rough edge as much. So I like to kind of just dip my brush in it, kind of move it back and forth here. On one side I'm gonna get the lighter, so the watermelon, and on the other side I'm gonna get the, I forgot, bright red. I almost said fire red. I knew that didn't sound right. Just grab a little bit more of that pink, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna just take this and just make a cute little shading around here. We might need to go in, just grab a little bit more. And hopefully you can see this on the camera. We will kind of show you. Can you see that light effect that we're kind of getting? Just kind of makes it a little bit of shading, a little more dimension. I'm going to go ahead and do it on this side as well. And this is kind of a beginner. You could go beginner slash intermediate, or beginner slash intermediate, I would say, on this project. If you're a beginner and you're terrified of the shading, then you don't have to do the shading and just skip that step, okay? All it does is just, like I said, it just kind of gives a little bit of a balance to everything. Carolyn looked like she had an amazing weekend. I saw all of her cute pictures. I was a little bit jealous, I have to say, of all of the family fun that you were having. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just grab some white. Move this plate over just a little bit. Going to grab the white in the palette. So I did one coat of primer. I didn't get these leaves done. So what I'm going to do is just hurry and real quick get that on there. Now with white, we don't have to be too crazy. We can be a little bit crazy with it. And because it's the edge, we don't have to worry as much. So I'm just kind of brightening it up, because like I said, this first coat's kind of just a primer coat and everything. So there isn't too much. It's good, but it's, you know, if you were just leaving it as white, you would definitely want an extra coat on it. So that's what we're doing here. Just kind of brightening it up. I normally never do the white on line, so I'm sorry, because I know white's kind of boring. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab real quick, paint this edge of the flower, and then we will take our pink and give like a nice little cherry slash, you know, kind of just a pink little shading blossom to these flowers. Now, like I said, if you are afraid of shading, leaving them white is still gonna look adorable and cute as well. Okay, I'm just gonna throw the white right up here. Grab a little bit of this hydrangea pink. And maybe, there we go, a little drop there. As I'm tossing bottles everywhere. All right, let me clean this just a tad. Okay, so get the median, get our brush, just a little bit. We're gonna go white on one side, pink on the other, ombre it together just a little bit. And we're just gonna make the cute little arches for our little flower here. Hopefully y'all can see that. So I'm just taking my brush, doing nice little quick smooth areas. Oh, I forgot a little piece of red right there. Luckily we have some laying out, so not too bad. You grab just a little bit of median. There we go. One more time, just a little bit more. All right. Now, if you notice, I am not going straight to the line. Like we made a little boop right there, and that one's okay. The detail lining is definitely going to help that. So you can kind of see where we're going with that. Let me just grab a small little brush right here. I'm going to just grab some of this bright red. And with this small little detail brush, we'll hurry and grab right here where I missed a little bit of red. And we'll hurry and get right here. And done. Okay. So now we'll work on the centers. This we're going to just use yellow. Grab the paint palette again. Just grab a little bit of yellow here. And let me grab a brush. Painting earlier, so I didn't get all the good brushes cleaned out. All right, so this one is a 3/8 brush. Let me make sure we got that nice and cleaned out. Okay, so here we're just going to do the centers. And when I do centers, I kind of start here, tap first, just to make sure that we get kind of the excess paint off. And we're just going to kind of curl our wrist. When it gets tight, we're going to stop and curl down. And then we'll just readjust either our paintbrush, or you can readjust the sign, or both. And there we go. So now we have our center. All and cute. Let me throw just a little bit of heat on. Yellow's one of those ones that usually takes 2 coats as well. All right. So we're gonna grab one more time. Clean this out, make it nice and pretty. Smooth out our paint. Had a little bit too much paint on my brush, so I wanted to get that cleaned up just a little bit. Okay, yellow is done. Now we could add shading to this one if we wanted to. I'm just gonna leave it as still because I really want the emphasis to go towards the apple and the cute little flowers that we have shaded here. So we're not gonna go too crazy. I'm gonna throw that yellow in there. All right, so let's go now with the green for our leaves. And I'm gonna go with the lighter leaf and then the darker for the shading. So the lighter green is light foliage green. One of my favorites to use. It's just a really pretty green. I am actually gonna go with a bigger brush here. Okay, sorry, we're still getting some red here. All right, I think we're good. Oh, no, still a lot. Hold on. We'll just grab another brush. Why not? All right, so this one is a 5/8 of an angle brush here. So what we're gonna do, like I said, do a quick little sweep. And we'll just get this nice and covered here. Same over here. Go with our angle. And there we go. Now this foliage green does usually require 2 as well. Hey Sherry, how are you, hon? Same thing here again. All right. Okay. Let me smooth this out. There we go. We'll do one more coat. Just hit that real quick with the heat gun. Like I said, we're going to be doing the heat gun and always light heat. Hey Johnny! Always light heat. And you're going to be moving pretty fast because you do not want your paint to bubble. One more time here with that medium foliage green. I just realized I didn't get the edges last time, so we'll make sure to get them this time. All right, smooth that out. Okay. I am doing really good, Sherry. Working on getting things packed up a little bit, and so excited for Friday. They should pretty much have everything done with the house because that will be what they consider the final walkthrough. So I'm sure that there will, obviously be some more stuff that needs to be done, but will close on the 27th, so I'm really excited. Life is going pretty good. You guys, it's my birthday on Thursday. Ugh. I'm not looking forward to this birthday. I have to say, I've never had age really bother me, but this one's kind of bugging me a little bit, so. I told Brian, I'm like, I don't know why. So, of course, I shouldn't have told Brian that because now he wants to bug me. Right? I thought the exact same thing. It would be really cute for a teacher's wreath. Do you get your dots? What are you saying, Johnny? The polka dots? I was actually thinking about doing polka dots on this one. What do y'all think? Should we do some polka dots? Okay. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit of green right here. The rest of this we're gonna throw back in. Thank you, Sherry, I appreciate it. All right, let me throw that in there. Throw this over. Like I said, this was light foliage green for the green. And then I'm gonna use forest green. Just a little dot should do us. And let me grab, I'll use that same shading brush that I was using before, which is a number 8. Oh yes, they actually said that they have the blue painter's tape that they wanted us to walk through with. So that is what we're using. I was like, dots. And then as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh yes, I forgot. That's what you told me. Okay, so we're gonna get just a little bit of the median again. We're gonna do the dark on one side, which is the forest green, and the light foliage green on the other. So you can see that right there. And then we're gonna kind of move back and forth, same as what we did before. And then we're just going to take this right around our leaf. Oh, I'm getting just a little bit of drag here. Grab just a little bit more. All right. Do a nice little clean up there. Okay, so right here, did your guys' birthdays bug you? Is there a certain date, a certain birthday year that bugged you more than another? I'm just wondering. Because this one's kind of bugging me. I'm not gonna lie. Brian keeps teasing me, but man, good thing he's older than me, right? Once more right here. Just gonna grab just a little bit of median. There we go. All right, we're just gonna get that nice and shaded here. So then you guys can kind of see, can you see how that just pops? Kind of makes that apple stand out just a wee bit more. Okay, so next color, I think I'm just gonna use the lid for. And this is our Autumn Brown. I'm just using that same shading brush because I'm lazy and I don't want to change brushes. So just taking my edge, going really close, pulling, and there we go. Let me smooth this out just a little bit more. All right. All right, this one is just gonna need a little touch up with paint. Sometimes brown does really good and sometimes it really likes to pull your paint a little bit more, your brush strokes and stuff like that. You can see them a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do is just lightly hit this with the heat gun. Now this Autumn Brown is one of my favorites for fall. It just has like almost like a cinnamon type of brown to it. I really love it. Like you can just tell it has like a spicy look of a brown to it. I love it. It's one of my favorite browns. Okay. Just a little bit more here. Get that cleaned up. All right. I am gonna just put a little bit of brown right here, maybe right there. There we go. Now if you're just using a little bit of brown, sometimes it's easier to just use your lid than having to use your paint palette. So I'm just rinsing out my brush here. And we're gonna go with the honey brown next. Now this is Deco Art Americana Honey Brown, and this is seriously one of my favorite browns as well. I use this one a lot. So what I'm gonna do is just get one side with the honey brown, one side with the autumn brown. Kind of go back and forth just a little bit. I forgot to grab a little bit of median. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up the stem, go up the stem here. Haley, I'm on live.
I'm just looking for the same thing with those like little plastic light bulbs that Dad made for us.
Oh, I don't know, honey. You're going to have to wait for him. Do you want to wave hi to everyone?
Hi, everyone.
Right there. That camera right there.
I'm about to go in 4th grade in the next month.
Yeah,
in a few weeks. And I'm turning 10 on October 18th.
Okay.
Super excited.
You gonna tell them our social security numbers and that too, sweetie?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I am gonna tell them that we have it. Wait, how many days do we have until we move into our new house?
2.5 more weeks.
2.5 more weeks, and we finally get moved into our new house.
Yay. Okay, now let them go.
Bye.
Sorry, you all. Okay, remember you need to get to go to bed.
I know.
All right, so here it is. What do you guys think? Should we do some cute little polka dots? I was thinking some polka dots would be cute. Just kind of put them like right here. We'll put the welcome on. I remember that, Johnny. I know, they're so close to each other. for birthdays. Okay, I think I'm gonna do some polka dots on this. This plate is trashed, so let me grab a plate right here. Now I like using the foam plates. She's really sweet. Thank you, Michelle. I do love using the foam plates because the paper plates and stuff like that, they dry your paint, or they absorb the paint a little bit more, where the foam plate, it kind of keeps the paint from drying out real fast. So I'm just gonna get some white here. Let's grab a dauber. I think the big one's gonna just be too much. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I want the big one. All right. Oh, Haley. Okay. Haley, put them outside, please. I'm so sorry, guys. All right. So, what do you guys think? Large or medium? There's the large size or the medium size. Which one do we think we should go with? Medium? It really is about just patience, Serena. The medium? Okay. I was thinking the large might just be a little too big. Okay. These are the same size. These yellow ones from the dollar store, my absolute favorite, you guys. I love the dollars from there. Let me grab just a little bit more. So what we're doing is we're just getting the dauber nice and loaded. I'm gonna twist it. I'm gonna kind of go like that, get it nice and cleaned up. And then we're going to just twist and pull up. Okay. Twist, pull up. Okay. And so what we're doing is we're just creating, Haley, please. We're creating just little triangles. And I will get over here. I'm just avoiding that for a second because I'll show you my special little technique for getting over there. Let's see. Maybe one right there. Oops. Oh, I cannot wait for my studio. I bet you guys can't either. All right, we're gonna go right here. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my sticky notes. Now I have different shaped ones as well. These are really great for when you have the curves to get the heart shape ones, but it's not necessary. You can always cut them down, but if you look, when we do this, it pulls it and it's perfect. So you give the edge and it doesn't kind of go over. And then let's see, I think that one would be hidden. I think the rest of them are all really good. What I am going to do is just go around one more time with my paint dauber. Grab just a little more paint. Now these do absorb quite a bit of paint, just a little FYI. And try not to put your finger in the paint. I'm gonna just hit this with the heat gun real quick, just so we don't pull up any of our paint. Haley, I am on a live. Okay. So from here, do one more. Now when you do these daubers, just a little FYI, they are going to leave kind of a spongy mark to them. So you are going to have a little bit of a texture. If you don't like that, you can always use a small brush and just kind of smooth them out just a little bit. I don't personally mind it too much. Now, if you're getting a lot of bubbles, that means you've probably gotten a little bit too much paint. And so just do those little the wiping technique that I showed you where you swipe it across. That helps out a lot. Now the edge ones are a little bit harder to do that little twist method for. Now the twist method, that really does kind of just help prevent the bubbles as well. Just gonna grab a little bit more paint here. Okay. And then I'm gonna just grab this Post-it note one more time. We're gonna line it up. All right. Isn't that an awesome little trick? Okay. So that's good. Now what you can do to get some of the paint that you have stuck in this thing, you can kind of just smush it, kind of roll it, and that will give you quite a bit of paint. So we'll use this paint actually and use that for like our detailing that we'll be doing, or our highlighting that we'll be doing in a few minutes. So I'm gonna let that dry for right now. I am going to go ahead and we will go ahead and do the black. Now, when I'm doing the detail work, I do like to dilute my black down with just a little bit of water. This just makes it a little bit easier for your detail lines and for everything to kind of run smoothly. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of water there, grab my detail brush, and mix this just around a little bit. There we go. Okay, so my detail brush, or it's a liner brush, it's a 2/0 liner brush. It's one of my favorites to use. And then what we're gonna do is we're just going to go right over our lines. And this is just going to bring our painting back to life a little bit. It's going to really make what we were doing show through. And it will hide any of our little naughty bumps that we've messed up. I'm going to kind of do a cute little zigzag right here. I love adding the zigzags and stuff like that. It's just something I like to do just to give a little more dimension and movement to my project. But you don't have to. Some people like to add dots, or some people don't add anything at all. For me, it's just kind of almost like my signature anymore. Right here, we'll go again. Thank you for the hearts. Hey Susan, how are you? Now, if you're having a hard time with your hand bumping and stuff like that, you can always hold it and work. So if you see this, this kind of will help control your hand a little bit more because you're holding it and supporting it. instead of letting it. So if that's something that you're struggling with, that is always something that can help you just a little bit. Sometimes when, you know, blood sugar is running a little bit low, I will do that. Because some days I do just have shakier days where my hands just don't want to work as well. All right, so right here, I never go right straight to the edge of my project. I kind of leave a little bit of a gap. And I do this intentionally, A, because it makes it a little bit easier so your brush isn't striking over, but also it makes it so that it gives it a little more dimension as well. All right, so right here, I'm gonna just do a cute little zigzag for the center. And it, if you notice that your lines for your lining are getting a little bit thick, or it's getting hard to move your brush around, you may just need to clean your brush. And with detailing, your brush can load up on a lot of paint really quick, and it does make it really hard for it to smooth out. Because I've gotten that question before as well, like, how do you know? And always go back for more paint. That's another big thing. So just slowly going around this. Isn't it amazing what just adding those detail lines do to your project? I always love how magically it just creates, your project just pops. You know, you start painting it and you're like, oh shoot, I think I messed this up. I don't know if I like it so much now. And then you add your detail lines, and then especially those highlight lines. Boy, do I love highlighting. And it makes your project just come to life. Thanks, girl. Susan, you're so sweet. All right. So I am going to, I think, add another cute little ziggy-zag right here, just to kind of give some balance. Some fun. All right. My hand went a little bit off the edge right here, so I'm just trying to fix that right there. Okay. So there is all of it done with just the detail lines. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the extra paint that we got from our brush. Hey Teresa, doesn't it? I love what it does. So I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight. Now you can go super crazy with highlight, or you can make it really light. I'm a person that I love to highlight. It's just my thing. I probably add a little more than what others would like, but it's just what I love to do. I love to add the highlights. I love that it adds a little more dimension. It makes things pop. But you can add as little or as much as you want. That is the best thing about painting, is in a lot of ways, there's just no rules. How are you, Teresa? Were you working tonight? I couldn't remember if that's why you had to leave or not. But anyways, thanks for hopping in. I'm gonna just do this side of the apple and then we'll work on the flowers. So the flowers, I'm not gonna add too much to them because that pink highlight is kind of doing what it needs to. But we'll just add a few little swishies. It may not even really show up too well, but we will know that it's there, right? So you can kind of see right there. You can see them a little bit faint, but they are there. All right, now for the color of our welcome. I'm thinking just of doing black so that it will really make those pop. What do y'all think? Black? Thinking black. Okay, let's go with black. I'm gonna make the decision. Now we gotta come up with some glitter too, which I thought it might be cute to do the polka dots in that iridescent white glitter, or we could do the centers with some yellow. What do you guys think? Polka dots or the flowers? Yes, black? That's what I was thinking. So while we're doing that, what do you think for glitter? Should we do glitter polka dots or maybe the pink flower centers? Just add a little bit of pink. What do you think? I'm gonna paint these black while I'm looking for an answer. This one's a little more interactive tonight. But it is paint night. We need to paint together, right? Both? Okay, we can do both. I wish I had my cute little ghost that I painted last night. He had tons. Circles, got it. Now you guys, this new laser, I can paint and I can cut out whatever wording that you would like. So if you're wanting wording for your sign to make it more dimensional or anything like that, feel free to send me a message. I'd be happy to cut some stuff. Oh, you went to eat? Hope somewhere yummy. All right, I'm just throwing just a little bit more on there. Now the reason why I paint these letters with the painter's tape below is it just really helps with keeping them steady so that you can paint them really well. Just makes it a little bit faster too. All right. Oh, I'll hop in as soon as I'm done. Okay, so that is done. Okay, let me throw some glitter on here. Woo woo. Okay, so when I do glitter, I just use Mod Podge. Now I know a lot of people will use just their wet paint to do that, but I've had sometimes where the paint moves a little bit when you're kind of moving the excess paint or glitter off. So I personally like the Mod Podge that I can't find. There we go, it's on my table. And for the Mod Podge, most of the time I just use my lid. I just flip it over like so and use my lid, okay? Let me grab my beat up brushes because you never want to use the good ones. All right. And we're just going to get the glitter going, or the Mod Podge on our cute polka dots here. And then this glitter actually came from the dollar store. It's called Crystal Diamond. It's just a white iridescent, to be honest. Nothing too fancy. I have had this jar for probably 2 years now, and it's barely starting to get to a point where I might be needing another one. All right. Let's look at these ones. Now I do like to just slowly add the glitter after a few Mod Podges. I don't like my Mod Podge to get too dry, because when that happens, it gets a little bit splotchy. So I usually only do about 1 or 2 dots at a time, and then we'll add the glitter, okay? This just helps prevent, like I said, the splotchiness of the glitter, and you get a nice coat with it. Okay, and we'll hurry and get this last one right here. Okay, ouch, I'm trying to put my lid on top here. Nice, huh? Okay, let me tip this. You can see, ain't that cute? Oh, I love that. Okay, and then for Susan, we're gonna do both. Because go big or go home, right? Okay. Let me throw that back in there. Move this over. And yes, I am talking with my paintbrush in my mouth, so I apologize if you can't understand. All right, so then this one, we will just go right here, grab this. Now, if I had a glitter that was really dark, this white, it's gonna show, or this light yellow, it's going to show the centers for the most part of our highlighting. If I didn't, I would just scratch off a little bit of the glitter where it's at, and that would show it as well. But I'll show you guys, even though you can kind of see the white coming through, I'll show you what I mean. Let me grab one of my cute little circle dabblers. You can get these at the dollar store too. I was actually looking for my dollar store one, couldn't find it, so we're using this one. But all this does is it just kind of brings that white a little bit brighter. If you can see, because we took that glitter right off of it. Heck yeah, right? Okay, so because I added the glitter on, I want this glitter to adhere really good before I start throwing more glue down. But what I normally do when I add the wood is I get myself the Gorilla Glue. It is the gel kind. Gorilla Glue Gel Super Glue. Okay. Ooh, you're making one of my signs. I love watching. Let me see. I think Brian may have taken my glue to give you. So I will either use the gel, I'll use the Gorilla Glue Gel Super Glue and just put that on there. But if you guys can see, ain't that the cutest? Oh, I love that. We did good, guys. I am gonna flip this up so you can see it this way as well. So we can see how big it is. Okay. I'm gonna try and hold this so we can kind of see what we're doing here. And then, whoops, love that cute little welcome on there. Ain't that cute? We did good, guys. I'm so excited about this one. This one turned out fun. I was excited to teach this one to you guys because I don't think I've ever done an apple for y'all. So I hope you guys had a wonderful time and have a great night, great week. And I will see, I'll remember Lisa's on tomorrow night, 8 o'clock with sublimation. Okay, guys? Bye, y'all.